Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Welcome, dear devotees. We are reading Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto number 3. Today we are starting chapter number 3. We have completed first and second chapter. Until now, we have discussed how Uddhava and Vidura is discussing after Vidura asked about the welfare of Lord Shri Krishna and Balaram and all the family members. Uddhava is responding by remembrance of Lord Shri Krishna, his birth, his appearance, as well as his activities. And the discussion will lead towards the departure or winding up pastimes of Lord Shri Krishna. So when Uddhava started, he started with his appearance and the first 11 years, how Krishna performed various pastimes, killed different demons which were sent by Kamsa. We saw Agasura, Bakasura, Pautana, demon, Saktasura, even dancing on the Kaliya snake. We discussed all that. And then chapter number 2 ended with how Krishna pleased the gopis of Vrindavan. And now chapter number 3 begins with Lord Krishna's pastimes out of Vrindavan. After 11 years, Krishna leaves Vrindavan, goes to Mathura. Remember the wrestling arena, the match with Mustika, Chanur, arranged by King Kamsa. It was his plan to call Krishna and Balram and engage them in that wrestling match and to kill them. But let's see what happens. Let's start with text number 1, chapter number 3, text 1.
Hare Krishna Prabhu, Hare Krishna everyone. Uddhava vacha tatah sa agatya puram svapitros chikishaya shambaladeva samyutaha nipatya tungadripuyuthanatham hatam vyakashrad vyasumojaso vayam. Translation by Srila Prabhupada, Prabhupada ki jai. Sri Uddhava said, thereafter Lord Krishna went to Mathura city with Sri Baladeva, and to please their parents they dragged Kamsa, the leader of public enemies, down from his throne and killed him, pulling him along the ground with great strength. Thank you.
Uddhava mentions here about how Lord Shri Krishna killed Kamsa. To please their parents, they dragged the leader of the public enemies. Here, the whole killing of Kamsa pastime is mentioned in one verse. In the 10th canto of Srimad Bhagavatam, there are 4 chapters. 10.41, 42, 43 and 44. All 4 chapters describes how Lord Shri Krishna enters Mathura. The fighting happens with different wrestlers. Kuvalyapi, the elephant, Mustik, Chanura, Sal, Tosal, all different wrestlers, and how the audience, the gopis and everyone are talking, praising the beauties of Lord Shri Krishna and Balram and how he kills kingdoms. So 4 chapters, all hota hai na apna zip file. Everything is zipped together in one verse. And that is what Uddhava. And Prabhupada also writes in some of this purport that it will be explained in detail in the canto. So it will, the whole detailed description of the pastime is mentioned in Krishna book as well as in the 10th canto. But here we know how the wrestling match was arranged by King Kamsa. First there was a Kuvalyapid elephant, Krishna defeated Krishna and Balram, and then the Mustik and Chanur, the true wrestlers. Very strong, very big body, great, like the giants. They have been arranged by King Kamsa, Mustik and Chanur to fight with Krishna and Balram. Krishna fought with Chanura, Balram fought with Mustik. So, and when they were fighting, people in the audience were complaining, this is unfair. This fight is between 2 unequal sides. Lord Krishna and Balram, they are like 11-year-old young ones and they are great giants. So people were complaining about the incompatibility of the 2 sides of the fighting in the wrestling were happened. But what happened as soon as Krishna and Balram entered the wrestling arena, they hand in hand. It is mentioned very nicely. Palm to palm, leg to leg, calf to calf, and they were all fighting. Krishna was super strong on Chanura. Krishna didn't show any mercy on Chanura. Immediately, as soon as they entered the wrestling arena, Krishna punched with his fist 3 times. It is mentioned in Krishna book. Krishna punched Chanura thrice with his fist. And he swirled him round and round. Prabhupada uses the word centrifugal action, moving round and round. And just by moving round and round, Chanura lost his life. And then Balram also, it is mentioned, Balram was very heavy and he struck with his hand on the head of Mustik, and his head also cracked open. After Mustik and Chanura were dead, another demon came to Kuta came, and Balram fought with him and he was dead. Then Sala came, Krishna fought with him. Krishna, very nice, it's like a Bollywood movie. Krishna kicked with his leg the head of Sala, the wrestler, and his head was cracked open. And then Tosal came, and then he also was defeated by Krishna and Balaram. After that, Mustik, Chanura, Kuta, Sal, and Tosal, the five demons, Krishna, or not demons, wrestlers, Krishna and Balaram were fighting, and they are dead. Seeing them, all other wrestlers who were there and who were supposed to fight, they all ran away in fear. And the audience were cheering loudly, and all the glories to the Krishna and Balram. But when everyone was cheering, everyone was very happy and clapping. One person was very morose, one person was very sad and angry, and that was King Kamsa. He did not like. And what he says, King Kamsa says, when looking at that how the wrestlers were dead and all the audience were clapping, Kamsa says, I order that these two sons of Vasudev be immediately driven out of Mathura. And the cowherd boys who have come with them, they should be plundered and taken all that riches away. Kamsa also announced that then Nanda Maharaj should be immediately arrested and killed for his cunning behavior. And that rascal Vasudev, that he should also be killed without any delay. And on top of that, my father Ugrasen, who has also supported my enemies against my will, he should also be killed. And that is what King Kamsa spoke after all the wrestlers were killed. And hearing that, Krishna becomes super angry. Krishna immediately jumps on the throne where the dais where King Kamsa was sitting, and he pulls him away, grabs his hair and throws him into the wrestling arena. And he repeatedly is hitting him, and King Kamsa dies. And at that moment, when King Kamsa is dead, to give surety, because the parents, they were very fearful. They never thought Krishna and Balaram can kill, because King Kamsa was very giant. He had the strength of 10,000 elephants. And as a parents, Krishna and Balaram, they were looked as like, oh, they are like 11 years small, young, beautiful boys. So they never believed that they can kill Kamsa. And just to give surety to their parents, Krishna, after Kamsa is killed, he drags Kamsa from to the ground. And that is what, if you see the translation in the purport, to please their parents, they dragged Kamsa, the leader of public enemies, down from his throne and killed him, pulling him along the ground with great strength. Very beautiful pastime. When we come into Krishna book as well as the Srimad Bhagavatam, we will see even more details of this. But in this particular pastime, when Prabhupada is writing in the Krishna book, while describing his tattva or the leela or beautiful pastime, Prabhupada writes only one line, very philosophical or very technical. Prabhupada writes, hence Krishna and Balaram proved what is mentioned in the scriptures. Lord appears to kill miscreants and impious people and to save devotees. Paritranaya sadhunam vinashaya daskritam. We see Krishna comes, and Prabhupada says, hence, by killing Kamsa and saving the parents or the devotees, Krishna and Balaram proved whatever was mentioned in the scriptures. What do we learn from this? Is Krishna killed Mustika, Chanura, Kuta demon or Kualyapida elephant and Sal and Tosal and all different wrestlers. We don't see Krishna coming and personally cleaning, but the real unwanted anarthas in our heart, that is where we have to invite Krishna to fight with. That is very important. We don't have to have wrestlers here and to fight. But the real strong personalities are in our heart, in our mind. The anarthas means unwanted things in our heart, which stops our progress in bhakti. And when we invite Krishna, just like Kamsa invited Krishna for this wrestling arena, the match, we also invite Krishna in the wrestling arena. And what is that wrestling arena is? Our heart, our mind. And when we invite Krishna, means we invite Krishna by calling out his holy name, by chanting. And whenever we are chanting Krishna's name, we are inviting Krishna into our heart. And it is Krishna who will fight with all these anarthas in the heart. And जैसे चांदू को गोल गोल घुमा के फेंक दिया, ऐसे ही anarthas in our heart, those things which are not helping us to progress in bhakti, they are unwanted things. They have been there since time immemorial, life after life. Krishna and Balram, when we chant, call out for Krishna, Krishna, we have to let him enter into the wrestling arena, and then Krishna will throw them away. So when we are chanting, that is like an invitation for Krishna to enter in our heart. Many times people say, Krishna is not present here. भगवान हम तो देखते हैं बार बार आते हैं, प्रहलाद महाराज को बचाने आए थे, बलि महाराज के सामने आए थे. So many times Krishna comes, but we don't see Krishna coming here. Krishna is present. We can invite Krishna into our heart by his holy name. Krishna is present in this world, and he can do the same things what personally he did by chanting his holy name, by calling out to him with his abhinnatvam nam namino. By calling out by his name, he can enter into our heart and perform the same activities. So, very important learning point or practical application for us is we focus on Arth pravritti, not anartha nivritti. Arth pravritti, the opposite is anartha nivritti. That means getting rid of unwanted things. Arth pravritti means doing things what is favorable to bhakti. Arth pravritti, anartha nivritti. They are opposite terms. Our focus as a devotee should be arth pravritti. That means chanting nicely, doing the service, reading the scriptures, association of devotees. If we focus on that, we call out of Krishna, it will be Krishna who will remove the anarthas and unwanted things from our heart. We have no strength. Can we fight with Bustik and Chanur and Kamsa and Sala and Tausala, Kuvalyapita, Kuta, all these wrestlers? We have no strength to fight with them. It is Krishna who can remove the unwanted impurities from our heart. So what we focus on is Arth Pravritti. That means we focus on how nicely we chant. We focus on how nicely we serve the devotees. We engage ourselves in the service of Krishna. And we read scriptures, Bhagavad Gita and Srimad Bhagavatam. And the more and more we do, that means we are inviting Krishna into our heart. And it will be Krishna who will be removing. Many times लोग बोलते हैं कि Prabhuji, so much anger or pride is there in the heart and I'm trying but it's not working. But we have no strength to fight with our lust, anger, greed, pride, illusion and all the anarthas. Who are we? We are a tiny, insignificant, fragmental part. How can we fight about all these great energies? So what we have to focus on is inviting Krishna into our heart and then let Krishna do the fighting. And Krishna will remove when we are ready. He will remove all these anarthas. All right. Let's start with text number 2.
Hare Krishna. Sandipanehe sakrut proktam brahmaditya savistaram tasmai pradadvaram putram mrutam panchajanodarat. Translation by Srila Prabhupada ki jai. The Lord learned all the Vedas with their different branches simply by hearing them once from his teacher Sandipani Muni, whom he rewarded by bringing back his dead son from the region of Yamaloka. Hare Krishna.
So after this Kamsa was killed, what happened? The parents arranged a sacred thread ceremony where their children normally gets the Gayatri mantra, the Brahman thread lagate hai. And they arrange that. And it is the custom, after the child gets the sacred thread, they go into the ashram or they live sacred life serving the Guru for some time. And here Krishna went to the ashram of Sandimani Muni after the second thread ceremony was done. 64 days and 64 nights, and he learned everything. This chapter is in the 10th canto, 45th chapter. And strange enough, in Krishna book also, it is 45th chapter. Krishna going to Sandipani Muni's ashram and learning all this. Krishna book will be 45 chapter hai, and 10th canto will be 45th chapter hai. And in that, its detailed description is given how much Krishna learned. All the things about military science and politics and ethics. And when we say politics, that doesn't mean the politics as we hear, like politics is a dirty word. That politics means how all the departments, all the knowledge works to establish the peace in the community, how to fight, how to pacify the citizens, how to divide and rule, and how to give shelter to others, like that. All different um, techniques and things and details, everything. And here what is mentioned is everything about the Vedas. He learned in the 64 days and 64 nights, everything. What is... Then after that, we know what happened after the 64 days, 64 nights finished. And Krishna asked to the Guru, what can I give you as a Guru Dakshina? And the Guru consulted the wife. And the wife knew that Krishna and Balram are the Supreme Personality of Godhead. And wife said that, please request so that our son can come back. And Sandipani Muni's son, it was drowned in the ocean and near to the Prabhakshetra, the same place where Vidurji heard the news at the Prabhakshetra. So at that place, the son had drowned. So when the wife tells Sandipani Muni, and Sandipani Muni accepts the request of Krishna that what Guru Dakshina he wants, he said, can you bring my dead son back? And then Krishna goes to Prabhakshetra, and then he orders or he requests the Samudra Dev, the deity of ocean, that here, because of some previous karma, the son has drowned at this place. I request you to bring the son back. And the ocean deity says, no, it wasn't me who drowned the son, but there is a demon at the bottom of the ocean. His name is Panchajana. And he's like in a form of conch shell, and he lives on the bottom of the ocean. Maybe the son of Sandipani Muni or the Guru is at the belly of this demon. So Krishna immediately jumps at the bottom of the ocean there, and he kills the demon Panchajana, and he takes this conch shell, and then he brings out. But Sandipani Muni's son was not in the bottom of the ocean or not in the belly of that Panchajana demon. So he comes out, and he carries that Panchajana, the conch shell, and then he goes to Yamraj, the residence of Yamraj, and there he prays or he requests. He tells to Yamraj, you know that I have the supreme order, and I give you order to return the dead son of Sandipani. And Yamraj returns that, and then how Krishna, and he blows this Panchajana conch shell while entering to the resident of Yamraj, and then Krishna gets the dead son of Sandipani Muni, he comes back. And that is what mentioned here. So if you will focus on the last line, or it's only one line, the teacher, his teacher Sandipani Muni, whom he rewarded by bringing back his dead son from the region of Yamloka. So if you like to hear like this detailed pastime, 45th chapter it is mentioned. What is the learning point from this? Prabhupada explains in the purport that Krishna establishes the importance of accepting the Guru and learning from the authorities. Even he is the Lord himself, but he goes to the ashram, he learns from the Guru, and he accepts Sandipani Muni as a teacher, and he receives the teaching. So Krishna, while this pastime, he presents or he establishes the importance of having a guide, having a guru or a teacher in our life, and getting the guidance. Not only having a guru and then it's the end of the, abhi to guru mil gaya, bas photo laga diya, that's it. No. Not only having a guru, but getting guidance of a guru, accepting the instructions of a guru. That is what Krishna is establishing from this particular pastime. Let's move to text number 3.
Hare Krishna. Chapter 3, text number 3. समूता भीष्मका कन्यका ये श्रिय सवर्णे बुभूषया बुभूषयाशां गन्धर्वव्रत्य मिसतं स्वभागम् जहरे पदं मुहूर्ति ददा सुपर्णा. Translation by His Divine Grace Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Attracted by the beauty and fortune of Rukmini, the daughter of King Bhishmaka, many great princes and kings assembled to marry her, but Lord Krishna, stepping over the other hopefully candidates, carried her away as his own share, as Garuda carried away nectar.
Such a beautiful another pastime. In the previous purport, the second verse, Prabhupada writes about how Krishna rewards the teacher by bringing back the dead son. And Prabhupada writes very interesting line in that. He writes, the teacher asked that his beloved son who had died to be brought back to him, and the Lord fulfilled his request. And then Prabhupada writes, the Lord is not, therefore, an ingrate to anyone who renders him some sort of service. The Lord is not ingrate. Ingrate means the person who is not thankful, who is not grateful. And Prabhupada writes, the Lord is not an ingrate. That means Lord is not the person who is not thankful or who is not grateful to the devotees who render him any sort of service. The devotees of the Lord who always engages in loving service are never to be disappointed in the progressive march of devotional service. When a devotee does any service to Lord Sri Krishna, it could be very little, it could be very big, or whatever it is. When a devotee does any service, Krishna never fails to reciprocate. He is always thankful, he is always grateful, and he will be rewarded. Krishna will never disappoint him in the progressive march of the devotional service of the spiritual path. Krishna is always rewarding. Very beautiful. Prabhupada mentions last two lines of the purport. So the next one, in the third one, is about Krishna kidnapping Rukmani with the daughter of King Bhishmaka. We have heard this pastime that how Krishna kidnaps Rukmani. Rukmani wrote the letter. So it's the whole incident starts with saying Krishna killing Kamsa, because Kamsa's two wives, they were daughter of Jarasandha. And when Kamsa was killed, those two wives, they go to Jarasandha crying, oh, our husband is dead. And Jarasandha takes up the fight or enmity with Krishna. And one after another, Jarasandha comes fighting with Krishna. He comes with a big army. First time he comes with a big army. Krishna kills all the army, soldiers, everyone. But he leaves Jarasandha. And he goes again. He develops. He makes another army. Jarasandha comes again. And Krishna kills all the armies, commanders, chiefs, everyone. But he leaves Jarasandha. And he said, let go. Jarasandha goes back. Again, third time, fourth time. Like that, 17 times Jarasandha comes. And Krishna is killing all the armies. But he doesn't kill Jarasandha. He left. Why is that? Acharyas mentioned, because Krishna's purpose of his appearance was Vinashaya Chatuskritam. So he was utilizing Jarasandha's enmity or the skills to develop the army so that he doesn't have to go and find all these people who are supporting the bad party. He was just letting Jarasandha go. So all the kings, all the soldiers, or the commanders who are supporting Jarasandha, they will come to him and Krishna can kill them. Vinashaya Chatuskritam. It was just an easy thing for Krishna to let him go so that everyone can come and kill him. Now, this was done 17 times. And when 18th time Jarasandha is attacking, at the same time, Kalyavan is also going to attack. There is another pastime where Narad Muni gives the information and Kalyavan is also attacking Krishna. And they both attacks Jarasandha from this side or Kalyavan. Kalyavan was going to attack Krishna with 30 lakh soldiers. 30 lakh, 300,000, 3 million. 30 lakh soldiers he was going to attack. And Krishna things that about it is uncomfortable for Yadu dynasty members and all the residents or the family members. That's why he transfers everyone from Mathura to Dwarka. He builds on an island, he builds a Dwarika Nagari. He transfers all the Yadu dynasty members, all the family members there for safety at Dwarka. And then Krishna and Balram comes back to Mathura. And then when this fighting happens about Kalyavan with Kalyavan ka the story, we know that Krishna runs, and then he goes into the cave where Muchukunda is sleeping. Muchukunda was fighting with the demons. He was very tired. Assisted the demigods, and he was very tired. And then the demigods grant him the boon that you sleep, and whoever will disturb your sleep, whoever will wake you up, he will be dead. And Muchukunda is sleeping in that cave, and Krishna is running, and he goes into that cave, and Kalyavan is following, and Krishna is hiding somewhere in the cave. And Kalyavan wakes up Muchukunda, and he is dead. On the other side, this is Kalyavan's pastime. On the other side, what happens is Jarasandha. When he sees Jarasandha, they run to the mountain, on the peak of the mountain, Krishna and Balram, and Jarasandha, looking at, Krishna and Balram are on the top of the mountain, he creates the fire. He burns the whole mountain, thinking that Krishna and Balram will be dead. But Krishna and Balram jumped from that peak of the mountain and they run away. And that's why Krishna is known as, Ranchod. The Acharyas mentioned the reason for Krishna and Balram to run away and not fight and kill Jarasandha was very deeper reason for that. It was because when Krishna went back to Dwarka, there was a Brahmana who came with a love letter, the first love letter in the history. That was love letter by Rukmani. Rukmani heard about Krishna. She developed attraction and she wanted to get married. But the brother of Rukmani, Rukmi, wanted her to marry to Shishupal. And that's why she wrote a letter that although I am in the inner quarters of the palace, but in the morning I will be visiting the temple of Ambika. And while I am there surrounded by everyone, I request you to come and kidnap me, to take me away. And because of this letter, which was going to come by Brahmana in Dwarka, that's why Krishna is running, and Krishna is known as Ranchod. In Dakor temple, if we go in Gujarati, they say, Dwarika no nath kaun che, Raja Ranchod che. Who is the king of Dwarka? Raja Ranchod. The king who left the battlefield. Dwarika no nath kaun che, Raja Ranchod che. And they say, Mandir ma kaun che, Raja Ranchod che. That's how they say. And who is in the temple? Who is worshipped? Raja Ranchod, that the king who left the battlefield. He is the Lord of the Lord. He is the Lord of the whole universe. And then when Krishna is in Dwarka, that Brahmana comes very nicely in the Krishna book, as well as the Bhagavatam 10th canto describes how Krishna nicely worships. And he's massaging the feet of that Brahmana who brought the letter of Rukmani. Same like he's washing the feet of Sudama. And here this Brahmana, Krishna is personally massaging the feet. And then he said, what message you have got? And that Brahmana reads the letter of Rukmani. And Krishna. And that is what mentioned here. If you Krishna, there are so many beautiful pastimes. We can go so much deep into this. But when we come to 10th canto, we will go. So, what is mentioned here? Lord Shri Krishna, stepping over the other hopeful candidates, carried her away by his own shape, as Garuda carried away the nectar. That's how Krishna kidnaps Rukmani. Prabhupada idhar bhi likhta hai in this purport that it will be explained in detail in 10th canto. Prabhupada writes the last line of the purport. Learning point from this Rukmani kidnapping pastime. Rukmani heard about Krishna, and after hearing, she chose to be with Krishna, and she surrendered to Krishna. And Krishna came and saved Rukmani. In the same way, we also hear about Krishna. After hearing about Krishna, we develop attraction about Krishna. And we develop attraction, then we choose Krishna. We choose the path of Krishna consciousness. And then we surrender to Krishna. And when our surrender is perfect, Krishna notices our genuine eagerness to come closer to Krishna, then Krishna will come running. Just like he came. When Rukmani heard, she developed attraction. She chose to be with Krishna. She surrendered. And Krishna came running and took her away. In the same way, we also hear about Krishna. We also develop attraction about Krishna. And we also choose to be with Krishna. And when we surrender, Krishna will also come with us to take us away and give his association. Text number 4.
Hare Krishna, everyone. Turn it around to all. Kakudmino vidha nasodamitva swayam varenagna jitim uvaha tad bhagnamanapi gridyato gyan jagne kshata shastra brita swashastre. Translation by Srila Prabhupada ki jai. By subduing 7 bulls whose nose were not pierced, the Lord achieved the hand of Princess Nagna Jiti in the open competition to select her bridegroom. Although the Lord was victorious, his competitors asked the hand of the princess, and thus there was a fight. Well equipped with weapons, the Lord killed or wounded all of them, but he was not hurt himself. Hare Krishna.
Very beautiful. Another pastime. Prabhupada doesn't write purport in this one, but we have discussed this pastime when we were doing the first canto. Let's read the text number 5 also, and then we will finish here.
Hare Krishna, everyone. Priyam Prabhur Kramaya Iva Priyaya Vidutsur Archat Dyutram Yadarte Vajre Adravat Tamasu Guna Rushanda Krida Margoneyam Vadunam. Translation by Srila Prabhupada Ji ki jai. Just to please his dear wife, the Lord brought back the Prajakta tree from heaven, just as an ordinary husband would do. But Indra, the king of heaven, induced by his wives, henpecked as he was, ran after the Lord with full force to fight him. Hare Krishna.
So once, this beautiful pastime about Satyabhama wanted the Parijat flower, and Indra, if you read the purport, Prabhupada writes, and then you will also smile. Oh, I am smiling. Prabhupada writes here that Indra's wives inspired him to run after the Lord to fight. And Indra, because he was a hand-packed husband and also a fool, listened to them, those wives, and dared to fight with Krishna. He was a fool on this occasion because he forgot that everything belongs to the Lord. And one flower, Parijat flower, he was taking. Krishna was Satyabhama, and he dared to fight with Krishna. When I was reading this purport, Prabhupada is writing he is a fool. But then Prabhupada makes it specification that on this occasion, and not because he was a hand-packed husband, not because he accepted the instructions of the wives and the request of the wife and he decided to fight. But Prabhupada writes that he is a fool because he dared to fight with Krishna. That's why he's saying he dared to fight with Krishna. And he forgot that everything belongs to the Lord. Very beautiful. Again, another pastime. Anyway, we'll stop at text number 5. But we have started, many devotees from our group, we have started reading Krishna book where all these different pastimes are discussed or explained. With elaborate description is given by Srila Prabhupada. So if any one of you is interested, Radhika Mataji, who is sending the summary, you can send her a personal message or you can put in the group your number. And evenings generally they read this. Especially this Chaturmas is going on, Damodar Kartak month will also come. So it's very nice, sweet to absorb in different pastimes of Lord Shri Krishna, as well as Tuesday evening they read. My wife is saying Tuesday evening they read. So if the time suits you, Radhika Mataji, you can put the group message or something. I personally love these beautiful pastimes of Lord Shri Krishna, and as well as because here like a zip file, only one sloka, only 2 or 3 lines, it is all because of Bhagavatam. That's how it is structured. Parikshit Maharaj and Sukhdev Goswami, fatafat diya gaya hai. But in Krishna book, Prabhupada explains in all elaborately, very detailed description is given. All right. Any additions, comments, correction?
Guruji, what time is Shri Krishna reading?
8:15 to 9, Tuesday evening.
Tuesday evening, 8:15 to 9. But before you think, just like what Indra does, you get the permission of your wife and your family members before you commit anything, because you're already doing too many study groups and too many readings, which I know.
Yes, Guruji. Thank you.
All right. Anyone else? No.
Prabhuji,
Okay.
friend
Yes.
Lavanya joined for the first time today's Bhagavatam reading.
Oh,
She's
thank you. Welcome, Mataji. Thank you so much. And such a beautiful day to join. Imagine if she has joined where we are discussing sound, ether, earth, water, air, sky. Mataji, दूसरी बार आएंगे ही नहीं. But today we are discussing the beautiful pastimes of Lord Sri Krishna. That's very good. Thank you so much for joining. All right. Hare Krishna. Grantraj Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai. Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada ki jai.